Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We have more PTL action coming today. I've been doing lots of back-to-back videos lately, but that was mostly due to week 4 being late. But this is on regular, normal PTL standard time, so yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to just keeping regular content coming forward with this. We've got a team builder today. Our week 5 opponent is Brandon, aka Super Salamence 93, and his team is Portsmeowth FC Football Club, friend code, fried cheese, Portsmeowth fried cheese. So Brandon right now is, I believe, 2-2. He should be. He got it was weird. He got the week 1 forfeit win, and then he got the another 3-0 win. So he actually started his season off quite strong. And for some reason, Brandon is always like, I have no idea why I'm doing well, and it's like, bruh, you've got a stacked team. You play well. Just accept it. So, so he's 2-2. We are also 2-2. Let's not talk about my week 4 battle. Let's just go forward. It was funny. PTL season 1, I also got 6-0'd week 4, and then I just kind of tanked the entire rest of the season, and I don't want that to happen again. So let's see what Brandon's got to prevent my dreams from coming true and actually doing well this season. He's got Aegislash, which we all know that Aegislash is cursed. It's bad. Don't use it, and you draft it, you will get relegated. Well, if you draft it yourself and you finish your entire season, you get relegated. If you draft it and then drop and someone picks it up, that's a whole different story. But it also looks like Tapu might be the cursed mon, but it's definitely so in D1 and D3, I think. But the D2 player, I think Arki has it, and he's undefeated right now, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe it's not cursed, but was I saying Fini or Lele? I was thinking Fini because Brandon also has Tapu Fini, which is Fini is bulk machine. It's got a fantastic typing in Water Fairy. It's a really great defogger. It's got, Scald, Moonblast, Nature's Madness, and the Misty Terrain prevents it from getting toxic, prevents it from getting put to sleep. It's a really good mon, and already that's a ridiculous bulky core. He has Thunderous Therian, which he had last season, or was it that in NSTL? Thunderous Therian is super scary. It's got Infinity Special Attack, Volt Absorb, so you can't freely Volt Switch versus it, and it just hits like a truck. I believe that's a Z user of his, and Focus Miss Thunderous Therian with Z, Z Focus Miss Thunderous Therian can Oko Mega Steelix if I'm fully Spadef, and that's scary. He's got Tangrowth. Tangrowth is just it's so difficult to bring this down and get it in the right place. Tangrowth, it runs a really great Assault Vest set. It's got Sub Leech Seed. It's got a really fantastic move pool, and overall just a mon to be worried about because it's so difficult to take down. He's got Alolan Muck. Oh, that's why I positioned Tangrowth weird, because it's they're intersecting each other. Alolan Muck is a really scary Pokemon. It basically destroys fairies. It eats them for breakfast, and there's no Sucker Punch, Gluttony, Iapa Barrier, whatever that is. It's really good. It switches into so many things. It's a really powerful attacker. Something that I've always wanted to draft for a while, never quite gotten around to it. It looks interesting. Dark Poison type is actually quite good offensively and not awful defensively. He has Donphan, which is a fantastic Stealth Rock Stetter, fantastic Spinner, overall good lead, decent attack with good move pool. It's got Ice Shard for things like my Landorus, and it also gets Play Rough, EQ, Stone Edge, really fantastic move pool. Depending on how worried he is about rocks for his Thundurus, he might bring this to spin. And yeah, I don't know how much I'm expecting this. There's also Druddigon, which Rocky Helmet Rough Skin set is really great. It can also be a Sheer Force set, which is something to look out for. Overall, a pretty good Pokemon. I actually wanted to draft this, but Brandon got it like right before I wanted it, so I ended up getting Tyrantrum. He's got Lycanroc Day, which isn't the best Lycanroc form, but this is still something to look out for. It still gets the I win button in Splintered Storm Shards. It's still got a really great speed tier and move pool. I don't know if its move pool is as good as the Dusk variant, but it's still a really great Pokemon, and I'm still gonna prepare for it because I know like Accelerock is insanely good, which is basically like Bop's Weavile. He's got Pyroar, which on paper it may look like meh, but really, what can you switch into a Specs Hyper Voice or a Specs Fire Blast? It's actually a really decent wall breaker and matches up pretty well against my team I think. Next, he has Mega Medicham, which Mega Medicham has been really proving its worth in Division 1. And Brandon has it here in D2. It's super good versus my team. Its only letdown is its speed stat. It's like 100 base speed, and because it can't like run Scarf or anything and can't really boost anything, really tough to switch into, but at the same time it's much easier to revenge kill. And then he has Spinda, which let's just ignore Spinda. Watch me get swept by like Contrary Spinda or something. All right, so let's see what I'm bringing this week. So first of all, I have Mr. Man the Landorus, and let me get my actual team builder up. Yeah, so Mr. Man the Landorus. I'm once again running a Yachi Berry Rock Polish just because that's a fantastic set. Earth Powers and Sludge Wave are the only moves I really need to run on this. I like Sludge Wave donks the Tangrowth, especially because that otherwise just walls the living jazz out of me. Earth Power it also hits the Tapu Fini, which is great because Tapu Fini resists my Earth Power. Earth Power hits Aegislash, it hits the Lycanroc, it hits the Medicham, it hits the Muck, does like infinity damage to Spinda. Doesn't quite KO the Medicham, that needs some prior damage, neither does Sludge Wave. I put Rock Slide as my next move just for the Thundurus Therian. My idea is I honestly think I can bait the Thundurus that I can set up versus it. He hits me with the HP Ice if it's not like Specs or something, or not Choice Locked. Like, he goes for the Thunderbolt or the Volt Switch Choice Locked. I block it with like Steelix or something, go into Landorus. Landorus sets up on it. It either switches and I get the Rock Polish and start killing things because he can't kill me with an Ice Punch. I think I live an Ice Punch from Mega Medicham after like 2 rounds of rocks, but that's a little bit risky. But I don't have a lot of bulk just because I do have like enough attack investment to hit him with the Rock Slide and KO that. And so I chose that over Psychic as the last move. I just think Thundurus is the bigger threat for Landorus' sweeping potential than Medicham. And yeah, overall, really solid matchup for me. Next up, I have one-up the Amoonguss. So I need to switch into Tapu Fini, and Amoonguss switches into Tapu Fini easily. Spore, Giga Drain, Clear Smog, and Foul Play. Nothing will be setting up Calm Minds versus me. Thundurus Therian won't be doing the double dance. Aegislash won't be doing the... Well, no, it's Aegislash is immune to Clear Smog. And what else? Like Lycanroc with Swords Dance, but this is primarily to deal with Tapu Fini because it walls so many of my offensive Pokemon. And like I'm not going to be going for Spore, obviously, because of the Misty Terrain, but Tangrowth is the only thing that's immune to it. And Tangrowth doesn't want to switch into Amoonguss all the time, which is actually really great for me. And then I didn't really have an idea for the last move, and at the last minute I threw on Foul Play, thinking like, oh, that donks Aegislash if it attacks me, and then I go for the Foul Play. Because otherwise, like, Aegislash just gets is either immune or like resists times infinity my dual stab. So yeah, that's Amoonguss. Next up is Weavile. Weavile, the Edgelord Evanescence. So I've got a choice banded Weavile because after a round of rocks, Ice Shard is a guaranteed KO for the Thunderous Therian. You might tell that I'm a little bit worried about Thunderous Therian. Ice Punch, Knockoff, and Low Kick are otherwise like really solid moves for it. Like Knockoff, of course, I like destroy the Aegislash. Ice Punch knocks like Tangrowth, Donphan, Druddigon, Lycanroc. Knockoff hits Medicham really hard, even though it doesn't have an item. Low Kick, I think, is just the best filler move that I could do. Poison Jab might have been good, but it's not something I want to get locked into. Especially because, like, you know, I click the Knockoff, Finny comes in, I can switch into Amoonguss. You know, it's not one of those things that I need to 1v1. It's mostly for, like, the Alolan Muck, even though that's a pretty light Pokemon, but honestly, just filler. Mostly here to revenge kill, especially like Landorus, Lycanroc. I out-prioritize it, even though it's not super effective. And yeah, things like the Druddigon, Donphan does really well. Next up, I have my Metal Scepter Mega Steelix. So I'm needed like 100% check to the Lycanroc, and that is Steelix. My investment may seem a little bit odd, but that is the defense stat that I needed to not be 2-hit KO'd by +2 Lycanroc's Drill Run. Meanwhile, Gyro Ball just like bops it out of this world. Protect also to scout for high jump kick from Mega Medicham, and I really want to get up my rocks this game just to ensure that I beat Thundurus, that I get some chip damage on Medicham, that Pyroar can't come in for free all the time, and also to get Donphan to go for the Rapid Spin so that I might switch into something that can like eat one of those. And yeah, Steelix overall, like Earthquake and Gyro Ball, Steelix has like a really good attack set, which I forget about sometimes, and I thought about doing like a meme set with Sandstorm just to get a ton of like damage going on, but I think Protect is overall better for the scouting. Well, didn't work out for me versus Mega Lopunny, so maybe it'll work out for me versus Mega Medicham. So yeah. Speaking of Mega Medicham, next up I have Cofagrigus, because I switch in, he goes for the Drain Punch or High Jump Kick or something, and I'm immune to it. He goes for another attack, Mummy nullifies it, and suddenly your attack is like nothing, because it gets rid of the pure power. I can Trick Room and Nasty Plot. I've run this set before in Cofagrigus, and it's like my favorite set in the world to run. If I can get a free switch into Medicham and set up the Trick Room and get a Nasty Plot, the only things that I can, like, he's not going to bring Spindle, like, come on. Pyroar is like a 50-50 whether or not it's going to come. Without it, though, Cofagrigus does extremely well. Like, his most Spadef thing is Tapu Fini, which can't hit me back very hard at all. And I can, you know, it goes for Nature's Madness. I get a bunch of health back with the Pain Split and stuff. I don't want it to be too much of a stall fest between the two, so hopefully I can just, like, bop it with a, go for +2, get a couple Shadow Balls. Because I think Fini will most likely just be, like, mixed defensive to eat up Weavile's hits, to eat up Alzameryl's hits and the like. And Cofagrigus, yeah, switches into the, yeah, it's mostly there for the Mega Medicham, just because, like, without it, it kind of bops everything with Dual Stab, Ice Punch, yeah, Dual Stab, Ice Punch, Mega Medicham just kind of, like, blows through me. And lastly, I have Azumarill Mangudyo, which, this is a set that I made at the last minute. I think it's a huge meme. Sap Sipper lets me switch into the Tangrowth. I'm pretty sure I'm immune to Leech Seed, definitely immune to, like, you know, Power Up Giga Drain. And even though I miss out on huge damage from Huge Power, I can still set up a sub versus Tangrowth, still get a Belly Drum, and do a ton of damage to things with Aqua Jet. Since it can't hit me back hard at all without the Grass move, I'm basically free behind a sub, do my Normalium Belly Drum, And then Play Rough is just doing a ton of damage to anything else that comes in. And if I'm not behind my sub, Aqua Jet's still doing, like, it still KOs Thunderous after rocks. I'm only not doing a bunch of damage to, like, Aegislash. And yeah, I'm hitting the Drotagon, like, really hard with the Play Rough. Donphan's can't really hit me very hard. And I go for the Aqua Jet. So if Brandon doesn't bring the Tangrowth, which I'm almost certain he will, this is kind of a wasted set, but I think it was just like too good of a meme to pass up. And if it does work, I am going to be extremely happy. Otherwise, it's still a decent revenge killer. Like, Aqua Jet's still really good versus like Pyro and Medicham. Play Rough is still great versus like Drotagon, and yeah, it's still something that he's gonna be really worried about. So, and speed set is just for, I want to say Aegislash. Like, I need minimum speed on Cofagrigus, Weaviles to outspeed Thunderous, or no, the Lycanroc. Moongus doesn't ever need speed, and Landorus outspeeds like Scarf, Lycanroc once I'm at +2. So Landorus is outspeeding everything at +2, which is great. So I've been rambling for a little bit too long. That's the team. Battle's going up tomorrow, and looking forward to battling that, recording that, and checking. And hope everyone checks that out. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. I am at 16 subscribers, which I'm not gonna do a special just yet, but that means my sub count has doubled like 4 times, which is fantastic. So subscribe if you're new, comment down below if you got anything else to say, and otherwise I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye.